seas reign in peace Baju Arnott, and this we count us gain. To hand unto our children a Barna with us stay. God of all creation, grant these our own requests. Help us to build a nation when no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria shall be blessed.
Thank you very much. You can have your seat. I believe with time, everyone will get used to the anthem, right? It's almost about 2 months since since it was restructured back to the previous anthem. All right. Right away, while we'll expect more guests to be around here, and I would like everyone to, you can fill in the gap between your seats so, it's not so scattered. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So right away, we will be going to the welcome speech by our Executive Director of CELSA. That's our Center for Legal Support and Inmate Rehabilitation. Please make welcome as you clap your hands. Joke Alade Somi. Thank you.
Good morning, Ma. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning and for creating time to celebrate the Nelson Mandela Day with us. I know a lot of people are just aware that it's a lunch, but maybe we are also not aware that it's Nelson Mandela Day. And when it comes to the prison, when it comes to education, Nelson Mandela, it's a global icon that all through his lifetime emphasized on education for all and primarily for incarcerated individuals. Before I proceed, I would just want to confirm, because we have other network members from different jurisdictions joining us. We have some of our colleagues from Argentina. I know we have from South Africa. We have from Kenya, just to be sure that they're part of the conversation, because it's going to be very encompassing and we want to be sure that they can hear us, we can hear them, and we're picking the right learning at this event. Can you hear us? All right, you can. Kathleen, if you can hear me, can you say hi? MT, if you can hear me, can you say hi? So permit me to just do a little bit of the MC's work. It's just to be sure that everyone is being carried along.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
All right, thank you. Where's that? Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's Dr. Baz. All right, thank you very much. All protocols being observed, I want to specially welcome the officers of the Nigerian Correctional Service who are here with us today, 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 who are here with us today. All right. So I was talking about the Global Freedom Scholars and the meaning of the Global Freedom Scholars, what they stand for, the reason why we have decided to launch this network here in Nigeria. So the Global Freedom Scholars are actually individuals who have been impacted by the justice system, but in the course of their incarceration, leverage on the powerful tool of education to bring about change in their lives. And now that quite a lot of them has been reunited into the society, are using that same tool to transform not just their lives, but the society at large. So the network is established in partnership with Incarceration Nation Network, a global organization promoting prison reform and justice reimagining. And the network is dedicated to amplifying education and advocating for its availability and accessibility to marginalized incarcerated persons. Today's event coincides with the celebration of Nelson Mandela, a global icon and lifelong advocate for universal education. During his imprisonment, Mandela earned a Bachelor of Laws certificate from the University of South Africa in 1989, a crucial step in his journey as a freedom fighter. Mandela famously said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." This word includes every circumstances needing transformation, including the criminal justice sector. Globally, justice-impacted individuals often lack access to education, a reality we also experience here in Nigeria. To address the challenges, the Nigerian Correctional Service has partnered with institutions like National Open University to bring education to those behind bars. CELSA's educational support has also played a major role in terms of providing support to those who have been in prison. We've run our educational support project now for going to 4 years, and this includes lecturing those who are in prison, preparing them for qualifying examinations that holds in prison, from the general certificate examination to JAMB and all of that. We've gone as far as even enrolling people for the examination, registering them for the examination, and teaching them. And just to mention a little bit, that one of the reasons why we started this project was like the first project we started with as an organization, and that was in 2020. And the reason was because as a lawyer, I had the opportunity of representing quite a number of accused persons. And in the course of our conversation, I saw that there was this zeal to maximize the opportunity of, to maximize their incarceration, let me put it this way. You know, since they do not have the power to leave, they do not have the power to cover their own part at that particular time, a lot of them actually wanted to wanted to take part in education, wanted to register for courses, wanted to go to the National Open University. I was in a conversation with some of our beneficiaries and some of our scholars, and they shared their educational background with us. A lot of them had to use the opportunity they had while in prison to embark on education, take up a degrees and all of that. And that has been the core aspect of our work, advocating for education for incarcerated persons, making it accessible and making it available. CELSA's Educational Support Project supports secondary and post-secondary education in correctional centers, enrolls incarcerated students for national examination, and provides educational resources. Today's event brings together various stakeholders. Like I already mentioned, we have people who, you know, they are major stakeholders when it comes to education for those who are in a correctional center. I've recognized the National Open University that they're actually doing a lot, and also the Nigerian Correctional Services, and also individuals and our friends from the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Tertiary Education, and quite a couple of other government agencies are present in the room. And the conversation this morning is just going to be to look at where we are through the lenses of those who have been directly impacted. So we're going to be hearing conversations from people who have lived experiences, people who were in the prison and they had to take advantage of education. We're going to hear about their struggles, and we're going to plead in advance to our officers and also the National Open University that you receive the conversations with open mind. The major thing is, for us, one of the greatest support we've received as an organization has actually been from Nigerian Correctional Service. They've been extremely supportive to our work. They've been open to some of the suggestions we brought to them, and we are so excited. As a matter of fact, if we come up with all these innovative ideas and we experience a roadblock from the prison, there is no way we would have been able to do it. And so today, I want to particularly acknowledge that support, and I'm also pleading that there should be a little bit of opening of mind to just listen, because this is a conversation of those who have gone through the system. They're going to be expressing some of their issues, some of their struggles, some of their expectations. But beyond that, we're also going to be bringing people from across other jurisdictions, people who have also been in the prison across other jurisdictions, to come and tell us about what was it like for them? What's education like in Kenya? Do they also have access to it? Where are they now in terms of accessibility, in terms of availability? You know, right now we have just the National Open University accessible to incarcerated persons. Why can't University of Lagos be there? Why can't University of Abuja be available to those who are in the prison? We need to start thinking beyond just having the National Open University out of convenience. They are doing great work, yes, but I'm sure that the agency will also agree with me that having these other institutions working together with us would help us definitely to achieve what we want to see. During the course of the times we've done education in the prison, I can tell you that we've also witnessed very significant change. A lot of the persons who we have interacted with, who are here in this room today, and several others, you know, when they come out of the prison, their lives are usually a lot more easier compared to those who did not take advantage of that. So we're trying to look at it from their lenses. What are their struggles? What are their suggestions? What are their recommendations? What would they love to see? And most importantly, we just want everyone to have an open mind in the course of this conversation. It's not a gathering for stigmatization or discrimination in any way whatsoever. These are people who have overcome their fears, who have gone through very difficult and dark times, and they are leveraging right now on their experiences to advocate for others who have been impacted by the justice system. So I urge everyone to join this conversation with an open mind and look forward to an insightful discussion. Thank you very much.
Can we give another round of applause for the Executive Director?
Hola amigos, hello friends.
Thank you, online audience. We can feel you. Thank you for participating. Like she has explained, this event is not just to stigmatize those who are already, going through that trauma of all the process they've gone through. A witness, I've had somebody who had gone through the same process, and it's not so easy, right? But then this is an event to encourage, and today's focus is to encourage them through education, right? And we can see several times Nelson Mandela saying that education is the powerful tool we can use to change the world. And truly it is, because without we having a reorientation today, we will not, the Executive Director would not find it thoughtful to actually build this organization, right? And congratulations to them. It's already 3 years and they've been making strides. And I believe there will be much more opportunities for them to, help these justice impacted persons from whatever situation they're going through. All right. I actually like the fact that, I spoke to the programs director and she spoke to me that how, Nusa, what if you were actually sitting beside somebody who is actually this incarcerated person and you just never knew if they just came out from prison yesterday. So there are many silence out there. There are many persons who cannot say anything, right? I found the person I said I know who went through the same process, lost self-esteem totally, right? And he was losing his mind, right? And it's a lot, but then a lot can change and few by the right system. A lot can change by the right orientation put in place for these persons. All right, thank you very much, Executive Director. Right now, we'll be going straight to the goodwill message. And the media team, please.
Hola amigos, hello friends. I am Ramiro from Argentina. Me and our partners are so glad to be here with you in this lounge. Hola amigos, hello friends. I am Ramiro from Argentina. Me and our partners are so glad to be here with you in this launch of the Global Freedom Scholars Network chapter in Nigeria. We will know about the efforts you have done to move in this experience, and we are so proud to share with you this journey. So please continue working all together. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for that. I wish I could pronounce what he initially greeted. The Umambigos. Thank you. Right now, we'll be going straight to the overview of CELSA's program and initiatives. And it's going to be taken by the program coordinator for CELSA, Fumi Ogunleye. Please give a round of applause as she comes. Give a round of applause as she comes. Give her a befitting round of applause for this beauty. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Standing on existing protocols, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here today. We are honored that we called and everybody is here today. Okay, Fumi Ogunleye again, the program's coordinator for Center for Legal Support and Inmate Rehabilitation. And for some of you here, we've invited you here because we need you to be aware of this conversation. You do not even know half of what we are doing. At CELSA, at the heart of our program is justice impacted people. And from legal support, providing pro bono services to indigent justice impacted people, we also provide rehabilitation support and reentry support for those people because we know how the world is here. I don't know if you ever out to encounter any of those people. Stigmatization is really on the rise here. And then we are happy that the narrative is being changed day by day. At CELSA, part of our support includes the educational initiative, which is something that's brought us here today. In our educational support, we actually run virtual classes for people preparing for pre-college examinations. And also, we also help to enroll those people into getting into the National Open University, because that is what is available, like my boss said initially. Also, our prison library project actually runs across 6 correctional centers in Lagos, making books very much available to people in incarceration, because we believe that books helps to expand the mind beyond the walls of confinement. With books, you're able to explore. With books, you're able to change your narrative. With books, you're able to change your life as a whole. Knowledge, we believe, is impact. Part of it too, we believe mental health is key to everyone. We believe that people in incarceration are not left out of this. So we have healing circles, we have counseling sessions that run for those people as well. The healing circle is supposed to be a community where these people can embrace the reality, be in touch with themselves, and of course forge ahead in life with people that have gone through the system just like them. So it's a safe space for them to come out. And we have, last year, most recently, we actually launched the first of its kind halfway home for formerly incarcerated women in Nigeria. So this is a transitional home for women who have been to the correctional facilities. They are out now and they're trying to get their lives together. So it's a transitional home where they can stay about 2 to 3 months, learn skills, get equipped, and become self-reliant, independent women when they come outside. All we're concerned about is how
justice impacted people can reintegrate properly to the society. Because I say to you that whether you like it or not, if these people have served their term, the term will be completed and they'll come to the society. So as a society, what are we doing together? And we do not thrive by ourselves. We are an NGO, so we thrive in partnership with everyone here, people like you here, supporting us, encouraging us, and creating a pathway for these people. With your support, we are able to change the narrative. We are able to create a saner society together. We are able to make a better community and be an inclusive one, even for justice impacted individuals. I'll say to you, please enjoy the rest of the program today. Thank you very much.
Please keep giving a round of applause for her. Thank you for that overview, Mrs. Fumi. Ms. Fumi, and right now we'll be going straight to the keynote address for, this is on the theme of justice, equity and education, a framework for systematic change. I repeat again, justice, equity, and education, a framework for systematic change. And it's going to be anchored by Dr. Bas Dressinger. She will be connecting with us online. And please let's pay attention to her since this is the keynote address. All right before we get connected to Dr. Bas, we need to go through our profile. All right. So Dr. Bas Dressinger she's the founding executive director of Incarceration Nations Network. And Incarceration Nations Network is actually in partnership with CELSA. And she's actually one of our strong partners. So Dr. Bas Dressinger is the founding executive director of Incarceration Nations Network. This is a global network that promotes prison reform and justice reimagining worldwide. She's a professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, City University of New York. She's also the founder of the John Jay's groundbreaking Prison to College pipeline program, which provides university-level education and re-entry assistance to incarcerated and formerly incarcerated people throughout New York State. She's also the author of the critically acclaimed book, Incarceration Nations, A Journey to Justice in Prisons and Around the World. That book itself is a named Norton book for 2016 by the Washington Post, and the director of Incarceration Nations, a global docuseries which had its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2021. She's a 2018 Global Fulbright Scholar and current Fulbright Scholar Specialist. Dr. Bas Dressinger speaks regularly about justice issues on international media and in myriad settings around the world. She's also a journalist who writes and produces for such outlets as the New York Times and the National Public Radio, NPR. Please give a round of applause for Dr. Dressinger. Thank you.
Recording
If you can hear us, good morning. It's good to have you here.
Greetings. Hello, hello.
Hello, good morning, we can hear you. Right, please, volume. Just a second, we're still trying to get you to the volume. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
Testing. Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning. I know this is always a challenge with technical difficulties and working.
Dr. Dressinger, please. We are having technical difficulty, so just give us a minute so the audience can hear you while you're speaking. Thank you. All right. Is the sound working, please? Dr. Dressinger, please, can you speak so we can test run? Can you unmute yourself, please? Can you speak again, please? Can you speak again, please? Okay, she's speaking. So the sound is familiar. Just a second, please. Thank you. Okay, please, Dr. Dressinger, please, can you speak again?
Testing, one, two,
All
three. Testing.
Thank you. Testing confirmed.
Testing.
Thank you so much. We can hear you right away now, so you can go ahead. We can hear you now, please.
Testing. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you right perfectly. Can
Should
you
I begin?
continue? Yes, we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so
Sorry.
much. Take three. The third time is the charm, I think. As I was saying before, it's wonderful to be with you all today virtually. I wish I were there in person, but my not being there gives me a reason to come for the first anniversary of the Global Freedom Scholars chapter in Nigeria. So I look toward next year for an in-person visit. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to Seltzer, to Joke, and Fumi, my sisters in this work. I'm very grateful to the whole team and to all who are attending today, this very, very powerful and beautiful launch on Mandela Day. And happy Mandela Day to all who are present, and especially to my comrades and colleagues from around the world, from Argentina, my family in South Africa who's joining us. This is truly an international event and a beautiful and joyous way to celebrate Mandela Day and the launch of the Global Freedom Scholars chapter in Nigeria. So why are we here today? I first want to say why we are not here today. Today's launch and the work that all of us collectively do in the space of education is not about recidivism, even though we know that education, access to education in prisons and for people coming out of prison certainly reduces recidivism rates all over the world. That is not even a question. There are multiple studies for decades that have shown us this. But today is not about recidivism rates. Today is also not even about rehabilitation. even though we know that education has a measured impact on a person's sense of self, sense of commitment to society, understanding of citizenship. We know that education changes lives and makes individuals in prison, coming home from prison, different people than they were prior to access to education. That is certainly true. This is not today even necessarily about what we call prison reform, even though we know that access to education is perhaps the most powerful tool, as Mandela famously said, as was already quoted today, a very powerful tool, the most powerful tool with which you can change the world. So we know that certainly access to education in prisons creates environments in which people have opportunity to rise to their best selves and change themselves and then change the world. All of those things are true, and yet I think what we are here today to celebrate is something called education, not incarceration, which is a motto for us at Incarceration Nations Network. We say education, not incarceration, both because we believe in education instead of incarceration, that education is actually the thing that does the correctional work that is sometimes needed in the world, but also because we know that if people had had access to education in the first place, they likely would not have ended up in prison at all. And what we're building today is really more than simply a chapter, which is important in and of itself. But what we're building is a new global norm whereby access to university education for incarcerated people is not some radical outlier of an idea or an offering, but really a global norm where everyone in prison, wherever there are prisons in the world, everyone has access to education at all levels, including university education, and that everyone certainly includes those who are incarcerated. We, again, at INN, in partnership with CELSR, in partnership with all of the chapters, the launching chapters of the Global Freedom Scholars Network, see this as a right, and we see this as something that benefits all of us. To that point, I think today is actually about even more than that. It's about even more than education, not incarceration. Today is about justice in the broadest sense of the term. And I say that in respect to building the world that really we all want to live in. Today is about justice for all. Today is about creating a society that is equitable, that is just, that is the world that we all really want to exist in. And I want to explain that by sharing a story. So 13 years ago, just about to this day, I launched a program here in New York called the Prison to College Pipeline Program. That program offered university and offers, it's still present tense, it's now about to launch its 13th year of operation. But that program actually offered university education to those inside in an in-person fashion. I myself, as a professor, went in and out of those prison doors for more than a decade, teaching literature, teaching writing. So we offered university education to students inside prison, but also guaranteed them a place in the university on campus when they come home from prison. And this program has gone on to do incredibly wonderful things. We've had hundreds of students go through the program, dozens of them graduating with university degrees, and I'll say more about that in a moment. But one of the things that I became accustomed to in founding that program and in teaching in that program, going in and out of prison for all of those years, I became very accustomed to people yelling at me, to people screaming at me. And I would walk through the door of the prison into the prison classroom, and immediately my students would come at me. Dr. Boz, where is my transcript? Where is my book? You didn't send me this. I thought I was graduating. I thought I was enrolling. Why am I not enrolled in this course? And at first, I would get rattled. I wasn't used to people coming at me with such force and asking me for this and asking me for that. And sometimes I would be feeling doing everything wrong. Is something wrong with this whole program? Is it not serving the students well enough? Over the years, I became accustomed to it. And we learned, in fact, how to do what we do better by way of hearing the students come to me with their critiques, with their needs, with their very passionate requests. Fast forward to actually just last month, as I've been building the Global Freedom Scholars Network in countries around the world, because we already have our eye on expansion. We launched with 6 chapters, but we're going to double the number of chapters this year and next year. And I walked into a prison to meet a group of students in Madrid, in Spain. They're studying primarily online through UNED, a university that offers distance education, much like Open University in Nigeria and around the world. UNED offers more than 100 students in prison access to education. And I walked into that classroom alongside a professor from the university and various other officials from the prison. And instead of seeing a group of smiling students, I saw the same thing. The students came at all of us with full force. We aren't able to access this module. We need access to this video. Yes, we're only allowed this amount of hours per day. We want more hours per day. And I smiled. Instead of being rattled, I actually smiled quite broadly because this was so familiar to me. I was in a prison many miles away from the prison in New York where I founded the Prison to College Pipeline, but I was hearing the same types of complaints, the same types of needs. And it actually brought me a lot of joy, and I'll explain why in a moment. Fast forward to just the other week, in preparation for this launch, in preparation for the spirit of Mandela Day, I was rereading the letters of Nelson Mandela, the complete collection of letters that he wrote